unbelievable feeling, Mr. Cooper, to one day be, put into a class with the greats that came through the SWAC. And you think about the SWAC legends and all the outstanding players that were before me. It's an honor to, one day join them.
Was this one of your goals? When did you start thinking about this, man? When you were a player, when you were a kid in Mississippi, or when you became an older man?
Well, you never really can think about it going into the Hall of Fame because you just don't know. It's a lot of times based on, what someone else's perception of your career was. I've always, known or applied myself and tried to, put in all the hard work to one day be considered a great basketball player, but you just never really know till that day, till you get that call.
Well, those of us who've watched TSU basketball over the years know you played on some of the greatest teams in the history of Texas Southern. What was that like for you?
For me personally, it was an unbelievable time for us at Texas Southern. I got hats off to the coaching staff, Coach Moreland, to the players, and to the school and to the fans. We had an unbelievable run. We went through a stretch where we were able to, compete not only with SWAC schools, but with schools across the country. We were able to compete with them. We didn't go into the game thinking we were going to lose. We thought we were supposed to win every single basketball game we played. So that was a great time for Texas Southern basketball.
When you were recruited by Texas Southern, did you ever dream you would be working there when it was all over as a player, as a student athlete?
Not in a million years. I I was thankful Coach Moreland, after I finished playing, thought enough of me to offer me a basketball job, and that's when I got my first start there. Then Dr. McClellan took over as athletic director at TSU, and then he thought enough about me to bring me back to work with him. So back when I was playing, no, I didn't think one day that I would be, working on this side, of the athletics, but I enjoy it, I love it, and I love what I do at Texas A&M.
Now, let's talk about another thing. Where are you from?
Scuba, Mississippi.
Where's Scuba, Mississippi? How many people in Scuba, Mississippi?
All of them here today. All of them. I brought all the Scuba out of Scuba today to come celebrate with me. I'm from a really, really small town.
How small is small? Many of us are from small towns. How small is your small town?
We're so small we don't even have a traffic
stoplight.
We don't have a stoplight.
Okay,
that's pretty small. No McDonald's, no nothing.
No chicken place?
No chicken place. Just got the neighborhood little stores where they cook inside the kitchen there. So I'm from a really small town, and when I came up, every time I played basketball or went out to practice, I practiced on dirt court because we didn't have but one gym there, and the coach wouldn't let you get into one gym and mess it up because he wanted to preserve the floor. So a lot of things that I learned on my own on dirt courts.
What convinced, I guess, Coach Moreland, Robert Moreland convinced you to leave Mississippi? You were recruited by the Mississippi schools, right? Which ones?
Well, I was recruited by Mississippi Valley, really, really strong. Coach Strickland, offered me the scholarship and offered me a starting job. But I looked at Houston, Texas, and then I also looked at the background. I saw a lot of fellow athletes that were from Mississippi that was playing on the team. And then Coach Moreland, Coach Reynolds, they were from Mississippi. So I figured if I could, come to a place where it was a lot of Mississippi ties, then I would have an opportunity to be all right.
As you go into this Hall of Fame, what does Texas Southern mean to Kevin Granger?
Well, it means the world. It means everything. I tell everyone, Texas Southern gave me the opportunity. That's the only thing I know. I believe my rolling great. If I had the opportunity or could go back in time, I would make the same decision to attend Texas Southern University. Texas Southern has been great to me and my family, and as you can see, the results are there. You get opportunities. When you do right by Texas Southern does right by you.
Being from Mississippi, and being one who has seen both teams, Grambling and the Mississippi Valley team, who are you picking in this game? I'm sorry, the Alcorn team.
Well, both teams are unbelievable. They both of them have excellent football programs. We played Grambling in the rain, but we could tell they were a team on a different level. We also, when Alcorn, came to Houston to play us, we saw quickly that what kind of powerhouse they were. So it's going to be a toss-up game. I expect, some high quality of football to be played on Saturday. And the best luck to both teams. I think both teams have represented the SWAC well this year.
You got a new football coach also, Mike Haywood.
Yes, correct. You know, today we'll be having the press conference to announce it, that Coach Haywood will be joining the staff, and hopefully we can be in this position next year.